Yeah. All right. How are you doing out there?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really good. We've got some good stuff going on tonight. I'm so excited to hear you now.
Yeah, great show so far.
Yeah, seriously, solid. So why don't you go for it?
Thanks. I'm Brian Zudeck, and I'd like to play a song for you that I wrote for my lovely wife, Joan, as a Valentine's Day gift. It is dedicated to all the physicists out there. It's called Falling In. And as I said to Albert Einstein, after he finally published his theory of relativity, it's about time. Pretty as a picture, doesn't quite seem to capture how I see you. Even though the first date was a bit of a disaster, you came back for two. Falling in, falling in love with you. We walked hand in hand that afternoon in September till way past dark. Then we wandered around 'cause we couldn't remember where we had part. Falling in, falling in love with you. I wish we could go back to yesterday, but Einstein says it don't work that way, and that's okay, 'cause I have you. The calendar tells me that was so long ago, but to me it's new. I treasure our past, but I can't wait to spend one more day with you. Falling in, falling in love with you. I wish we could go back to yesterday, but Einstein says it don't work that way, and that's okay, 'cause I have you. This next song is one that I wrote about a railroad accident that happened in 1911, August 25th. A Lehigh Valley train traveling from Buffalo, New York to Philadelphia was in Manchester, New York, going over a body of water called the Canandaigua Outlet, and crossing the bridge. Some cars derailed and fell 60 feet into the riverbed below. I learned about this accident while researching my family tree, because one of the 29 people who were killed was my great-grandmother, Barbara Zudeck. She was traveling with her daughter, Christine, to Baltimore to visit Christine's brother. Christine had a broken rib and was buried under a lot of rubble in the front of the car where it hit the ground, and her mother had injured her head. She was calling for Christine. This was in all the newspapers that witnesses said Barbara was calling for her daughter, Christine, and Christine couldn't answer because of the predicament that she was in. So, people theorized that Barbara passed not only from a head injury, but from the grief of believing that her daughter had perished. So the song's called Christine, or a Lehigh Valley Line. At the Buffalo Station, Philadelphia Express, stood the prettiest young lady in her very finest dress. Christine and her mother never rode a train before. They were off to see her brother in the town of Baltimore. Christine, can you hear me? Christine, please say you're fine. Christine, your mama's calling. All aboard the Lehigh Valley Line. That Lehigh Valley engine shone as brightly as a star, with two big Pullman sleepers and a brand new dining car. They barreled into Rochester, arrived in record time, picked up 57 passengers and headed down the line. Christine, can you hear me? Christine, please say you're fine. Christine, your mama's calling. All aboard the Lehigh Valley Line. The Canandaigua Outlet isn't much more than a creek, and the bridge that runs across it was inspected just last week. But it only took one faulty rail to bring that engine down, and it seemed just like forever until they hit the ground. Christine, can you hear me? Christine, please say you're fine. Christine, your mama's calling. All aboard the Lehigh Valley Line. The only people there who had seen that much death before was a gray-haired group of veterans who'd been in the Civil War. They came upon a weeping girl of 26 or 7. She seemed like she had lost her mind. She said, "Mama's gone to heaven." Christine, can you hear me? Christine, please say you're fine. Christine, your mama's calling. All aboard the Lehigh Valley Line. All aboard the Lehigh Valley Line. All aboard the Lehigh Valley line.
Whoa, Brian.
Thank you, Summer.
Wow,
Thanks very much.
What a story.
Yeah.
Whoa. Thank you so much for sharing
The song kind of
that.
wrote itself, and I feel an obligation to tell it.
Yeah, well, I'm so grateful to be able to hear that story. It's just like, there's so much history like that in America, and for you to be able to find that out in your own family, that's really something.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, well, I'm so grateful that you were able to be here today after such a horrific accident. So
thanks for letting me share it, Summer. I appreciate it.
Of course. That's what we're here for. So keep the songs coming. You've got some good things to share. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. See you next time.